Hello, today we're just reviewing section 3-1, which was converting rational numbers between different forms. So that was looking at fractions, decimals, and percentages. So going back and forth between the two and comparing values that are rational numbers. So go ahead and watch through this video. If you have any questions, reach out to me before you go ahead and do the retake, because if you don't know it now, you're not going to know it when you do the retake. So question number 1 says write as a decimal. So this is a fraction right now and we want to change it to a decimal. It's actually a pretty simple process. You just take the first number, top number, divide it by the bottom number, and then that's going to give you your answer. So that's it. So we just would type 2 divided by 5, and that's going to give us 0.4. Done. Then that's it. Question number 2, we're writing as a fraction. So now this is a decimal and we need to go to a fraction. So we look at the place value of where this is. 0.1 is in the 10th place. So we take the number that's after our decimal, and then our denominator, since it's in the 10th place, is going to be 10. If we had a number such as this, so a little bonus example here, 0.43. This is in the 100th place because there's 2 numbers after our decimal. So then we would write 43 over 100. Okay. If there was 3 numbers after our decimal, it'd be in the 1000th place. So we would write it over 1000. Question number 3 says write an inequality for these 2 values. So one way to do this would be using the fraction bars that we talked about, or you can convert them to having the same denominator so that you can compare them. Multiple different ways to do it. If you're in class and you have the fraction bars, you can look at it that way. So we would just get out our 1/3 chunk, right, and see how big that is. So we have 1/3, and then we'd grab 2 of the fifths and see if it's bigger or smaller. So then we would put our 2/5 down there, and we would see, oh, the 2/5 are greater. So this is greater than that one. Another way to do it would be make them have the same denominator, and then you can compare that way. So 2 and 5, we would compare 3 and 5, their common denominator would be 15. So we'd multiply both these times 3, and we'd multiply both these times 5. So we would end up with 6 over 15 and 5 over 15. And we can see 6 over 15 is greater. So either way, your answer would be greater than. All right, question number 4, order from least to greatest. So the easiest way to compare these is to make them into fractions. So same thing, we want to know which place values. So this is in the 10th place, this is in the 100th, and then 100th. So if we make them all have a denominator of 100, then we can compare them easily. So these ones are kind of already good to go, right? We got 45 over 100, 37 over 100. Now 2 isn't going to be over 100 because it's in the 10th place, but we want it to be over 100, so we just add that extra 0. And then we can see which one's greater, right? So 20, 45, 37, we can see, well, 20 is going to be the least, so that would be our first one, 0.2. Then comes 37, so 0.37, and then 0.45. So then you're good to go. And then question number 5, we're reducing. So this is where we divide by their common factor. So we look at 8 and we look at 24, and we might notice that 4 goes into both of them. We might notice that 2 goes into both of them. And we might notice that 8 also goes into both of them. So we can divide both by 8, and we will get 1 over 3 as our reduced answer. All right, good luck.